Hey, it's Camo with the Nashville Access Facebook show, brought to you by Solus North Gulch Apartments, where taste matters. Special guest tonight, Dean Owens.
How you doing,
Nice
man?
to have you here.
Yeah, good to be here.
You don't sound like a native Nashvilleian.
No, I'm from Bonnie, Scotland.
Yes?
Yeah.
And Edinburgh.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Hibs or Hearts?
Hearts.
All right, good for you.
Yeah. Very quick answer there.
Yeah, didn't even have to think about
Nah.
it. So what brings you to Nashville?
Well, I've been coming here for many years, to be honest.
You've recorded a bunch of albums
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I've done about 3 or 4 albums
Right.
over here. Got a lot of great friends here, great musician friends and songwriting friends. And the reason I'm here this time is to tour. I'm doing a US tour. So I started down in Mobile, Alabama, and I'm going all over the place. So played a show in town here last night, and got another in store tonight. So.
Nice. That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, it's getting around. Yeah.
And it's not raining.
It's not really, no, it has been a lot of the trip, down in Alabama and stuff. We've seen a lot of rain. I thought I'd brought the weather with me.
Yeah.
But it's great. Nashville's done us proud again.
Yeah,
Got the sunshine out.
Gotta tell you, the new album is killer. Absolutely.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. I'm really proud of it. Yeah.
What's the name of it again?
So it's Southern Wind.
Southern Wind.
Yeah.
You've got some interesting songs on there. Louisville Lip, which is Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. That's I wrote that song actually. I've been out in New Mexico, doing a project called Buffalo Blood, which we're launching this week actually. Grimey's in Nashville, and we were on the way back, and when the news came through that Ali had passed away, and I was a big fan as a kid. I was a boxer when I was really young, and my dad was a big, massive Muhammad Ali fan. So he was a big part of my life, really. So I was really sad, and when I got back to Nashville, I decided to. Well, not decided. I was inspired to write this little song called Louisville Lip. So which I'm really pleased about. People seem to really like it. Yeah.
You get a lot of praise from some pretty high-powered people. I mean, Bob Harris is a big fan of yours.
Yeah, Bob's been really supportive over the years. He supported me in my previous band. I was in a band called the Felsons back in Scotland. We had a little bit of success, and Bob used to play us, and then that's continued into my solo career as well, which is great.
And Irvin Walsh.
Yeah, so you guys know Irvin Walsh over
Oh
here,
yeah,
do
I'm
you?
a huge Trainspotting fan.
Are you?
I think I've seen it like half a dozen times.
Okay, right, yeah.
It's about time for me to watch it again.
Yeah, well, Irvin's, again, he's just been a big supporter. He actually wrote the sleeve notes in one of my albums, Whiskey Hearts. So yeah, it's great having people like that. They're just regular people anyway, and they have a passion for music. So
yeah, they're wishing they could do what you do, and you're wishing.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of it'd be nice to write a book one day, but I don't know if it'll be in the caliber of Trainspotting.
Yeah, what is it? They always say. Musicians always want to be athletes, and athletes always want to be rock stars. Something like that.
Yeah. Yes, it's pretty much it,
yeah. So, what made you because you're a little disjointed here, but your music doesn't fit into traditional categories. It's got a little bit of Northern Soul going on in it. It's got some rock and roll. It's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think it's because my music taste is very eclectic, and so I'm influenced by a lot of things, and I love everything from bluegrass to blues to rock and roll to punk rock, all that stuff, and I just like good songs. I like good melodies. I guess when I started writing songs, I was listening to people like the Beatles and the Stones. And if you listen to a lot of Beatles records, they're very eclectic. You have everything from like country and stuff. Yeah,
country.
Absolutely. Look at the White Album for example.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, and I actually really like that, and I like that in a record as well. Although sometimes I like to buy a record where it's just very similar. A Nick Drake album or something like that. You know what you're going to get all the way through. But I do like eclectic stuff as well.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of the same musical taste, because I can listen to George Strait and turn around. I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan, so I can turn around and listen to.
Yeah, it just depends what mood you're in, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. And you tend to bring all those together into this unique mix, and I think when you call it Americana,
Mm.
people don't really know how to define what Americana is.
It's a difficult one, yeah, because when I started doing this, you know, and I was talking about my old band, and like when Bob Harris was playing us back in, you know, the 90s and late and early 2000s, Americana really as a genre hadn't been, you know, created, or nobody was, you know, calling it that really, and we were called everything like cowpunks and alt country, and so. I mean, to be honest, we've just, I've always just done what I've done, and I happen to find my way being labelled as Americana. Mm-hmm. And if people want to call me that, that's fine. If they want to call me country, that's fine. If they want to call me whatever, as long as it's nice things, then that's okay. You know? And I like, I mean, the thing I do like about the Americana tag is that I'm very influenced by American music and the American landscape and American literature, so it does feed through into my songs. You know, I've travelled in America for years, done, you know, big road trips. I've been all over America, and I always come back writing songs about my travels. So I don't mind having that tag attached to me, but there is obviously a strong Celtic side to it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's interesting you mentioned you're influenced by allergies in Nashville.
Yeah, no, they're all around it. I think that's what's going on with me today as well.
You're influenced by the landscapes and literature. And your music is very much visual.
Mm.
It's easy to listen to your music and visualize what you're talking about, or get a good idea in your mind about, oh, maybe he wrote it there.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear, actually. Yeah.
I think it too is the Scottish storytelling, which really comes through to me.
Yeah. And on the new record, Southern Wind, I was really fortunate enough to write a few songs this time with my mate Will Kimbrough, who I'm sure you've heard of.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Will's an amazing singer-songwriter and guitar player. You know, singer-songwriter in his own right, but you know, guitar player for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, from Emmylou Harris to Rodney Crowell, and many others. And so Will's he's a great wordsmith. And we collaborated on a few songs on this record, which was great, because I don't often collaborate on songs. You know, usually I write them all, so I really enjoyed that process, and it takes a little bit of pressure off you, actually, you know, just to have somebody else that's really good with words as well.
It's funny because I'm also a big fan of Fish.
Right. Okay.
And we're not talking about the band Fish. We're talking about Fish from Marillion.
Yes. I know.
And he's very much in the same way. His stuff in recent years has been very much a Scottish storytelling.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's always been doing that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, even with Marillion.
Yeah. I haven't heard any stuff for years, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he's also Edinburgh as well.
Yeah, he's a Hibs fan.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. You want to do a song for us, since you happen to have a guitar or two?
Yeah, well, because it's kind of, you know, feeling a bit early and stuff, and no voices and the allergies and that. So let's sort of start off gentle, if that's all right, and I'll play a song that Will and I wrote. We actually wrote this for Rodney Crowell, and it's called Love Prevails. Love is all, love is murder. Take a look at this house, battle scarred, old and dirty. Love is all that is left of us now. Where there once lived a family is now a brown, empty lot, grown with weeds and with memory. We forgive, but we never forgot. Though we tried our best to wreck it, we tried our best and failed. I can still hear the sound, the sun going down. In the end, love belonging, all the blood, all the shame, just the same. We belong here, all in all. In the end, love remains. Though we tried our best to wreck it, we tried our best and failed. I can still hear the sound, the sun going down. In the end, love, only love. In the end, love prevails.
Pretty song.
That's nice.
Thank you, thank you.
The audience would be going wild if we had one.
Hopefully you have one out there.
Yeah. They'll be watching, so applaud loudly at home. Your music is very moody as well.
Yeah,
and I think that's, having Scottish heritage myself, I think that's partially because of where you are. There's nothing like the mood of a Scottish guy.
Well, exactly.
It's very changeable.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, I think I change it. My moods change a bit like the weather in Scotland, and I'm drawn to melancholy. I think I do sometimes joke at my shows that most of my songs are melancholy and the other ones are miserable.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. But I like a bit of fun as well.
Yeah.
No, it's just I think you just go with how you're feeling that day, and when you're writing with someone else, obviously you're getting their mood as well. And this one was although it's quite a dark song, it was a real joy to write.
Yeah, the musical community in Nashville, I think, is very much like on a bigger scale than much like the musical community in Scotland. It's not a big place, and there aren't a lot of people that break out of it.
Yeah. There's so many songwriters here.
Yeah.
I mean, last night at our show, it was ridiculous. The show, the audience was mainly other singer-songwriters. They put people I've admired for years. I had Josh Rouse and Grant Lee Phillips sitting in front of me. Wow. I've been a Grant Lee Buffalo fan for years. I've been a big Josh Rouse fan for years, and they were sitting there. Wow. And then Amos Speece was over there, and then Will Kimbrough was up there with me, and then with Wild Ponies, and it was just Buddy Munlock.
Yeah.
He was there and stuff, and I was thinking the audience is pretty much made up of other great songwriters, and I felt really honoured to be in their company, really.
And you're sitting up there thinking, please God, don't let me screw up in front of these people.
Oh, I did. We all did. It was loose as a goose last night, but it was a kind of it was a rambling kind of show. We just all helped out each other on songs, so we didn't all know what we were doing necessarily. We knew what we were doing on our own songs. Yeah, it was great. It was absolutely great. There was a great energy on stage. So.
You were, going back to the thought of Americana, you were the first Scottish artist to play Americana Fest here.
Well, I believe so. I believe I was the first to be invited to showcase. So I was told, and I wouldn't like to, swear by that, in case there's somebody out there who goes, wait a minute, but that's exactly what we were told. There may be somebody that's had Scottish blood or whatever, but I think as the first Scottish singer-songwriter to be asked to showcase. But yeah, you won't get letters of complaint or anything like that.
How cool was that?
It was great, yeah. I mean, it's funny. I mean, as I said, I've been coming here for years, so I've seen all the changes, in Nashville. I mean, I started coming here in about 1999, 2000, at the invitation of a band called the Mavericks.
Wow.
Because my band, Felsons, toured the UK with the Mavericks, playing stadiums. It was during their trampoline tour. And then Paul Deacon, the drummer, and I became really close, and he invited us over, and that was my first trip. And I did a lot of, songwriting stuff, and gigs with those guys, and I've been coming ever since. And every year I come back, there seems to be another building up, or one torn, a nice old one torn down, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well,
progress.
If you came back every week, there'd be a new building going up.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seems a little bit scary, even just wandering around down here, you're thinking, there's cranes everywhere.
Yeah, this used to all be train yard.
Right, it's, but I love coming here because, like you're saying, it's kind of got a small town feel as well, and there's a lot of people that are accessible, and it's been a really inspiring place for me, and my producer, Nielsen Hubbard, is based here, and he's making records with loads of great people. So I'm very lucky. I've got a good pool of friends who happen to be great musicians and great songwriters as well.
Was it really head turning when you came here the first time?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, when I first came here, I thought, I want to move there. That was initially because it was, I guess it was new and fresh, and it did. I mean, it felt even smaller then. It was, and I was lucky with my introduction because at that time the Mavericks were. They were a big act. I mean, they still are a big act, but I guess that was them at their peak maybe at that time. And Robert, the bass player in the band at that time, was married to Trisha Yearwood, and so I spent a lot of time around people like that. And this is a guy from Scotland, and I'm out staying in Hendersonville with Trisha Yearwood and Robert Reynolds and stuff, and. Next door was Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash was their neighbour. Of course, his house was about 3 or 4 miles away, but he was still their neighbour, and it blew my mind. I really did. My mind was well and truly blown on that first visit, and then I came back quickly because I loved it so much, and it's been coming for years now, and I do love it here, but it's definitely changing. Does
it still capture your imagination like it did the first time? Or is it just kind of I'm going to work here?
I guess it's kind of you're never going to capture maybe that that first trip's excitement, but I still get fire in my belly coming here, and because I know I'm coming to see some good people, and usually get some really good stuff done. And it's one of those, I'm sure as you know, it's one of those times that you could be having pizza in a pizza place, and sitting next to you will be somebody that could really change your life or whatever. That happened to me. I bumped into Ray Kennedy, in a pizza place, and we got talking, and he was he's Ray's wife Siobhan's Irish, Liverpudlian Irish, and he loves the Celts, and we got talking. I got invited round to the studio. We ended up writing a song together at Room and Board, Ray's studio. That was the old Room and Board that he had with Steve Earle. And I was a huge Steve Earle fan at that point, so you can imagine what that was like. I'm sitting in the studio writing a song with Ray Kennedy, who's just produced Car Wheels on a Gravel Road and stuff. And it's, I'm thinking, this is incredible, and that happens all the time, My first visit as well, interesting, just the Scottish connection, was I got a call from Stuart Adamson. And remember, Big Country, Stuart, and Stuart was living here. And I got a call, and he was wanting to try and do some writing together, and we planned to hook up, and unfortunately I had to go home, and then sadly Stuart passed away, tragically.
Yeah, that was real tragic.
Not long afterwards, and so it's been an interesting place for me.
It's funny the eclecticness of people that are drawn to Nashville. You mentioned Stuart Adamson, but Joe Strummer was drawn here from the Clash, and all of these musical people from around the world of different genres are drawn to this city. So it's just strange when you think about it.
I know. It's but I think because and also the community here, I find, is really warm to each other. They help each other, and I'm sure that it's competitive as well. But my friends Wild Ponies, Doug and Talisha, they're just truly wonderful people who help so many other people in the business, and they had a real tragedy that happened. They got their van broken into in Seattle recently and got all their stuff stolen. And the community that came out, and the community that came out, music community, to help them and offer support and stuff was unbelievable. Really, and I think that was kind of restores your faith. And sometimes it's a difficult business, this, and you wonder sometimes if you can keep going, but there's people out there, that are on your side.
You want to do another song?
Yeah, well, I guess I should maybe do the title track of the album,
Alright.
you know, and this is the one that I kind of, I mean, just a few weeks ago, I was, Will and I were nominated for move this guitar. All my stuff's gonna fall away. We were nominated for an Americana award in the UK. It was a UK Song of the Year, and we won it.
Nice.
so I was presented by my award was presented to me at the Hackney Empire in London. It was hosted by Bob Harris, the show, and I got my award presented by Graham Goldman of 10cc. So so it was kind of that. There you go. That's another strange night, you know. So I'll play Southern Wind. This is a wee bit louder, so I'll try not to distort your system too much. City leave the light on, falling down, fading fast. I was young at the wrong time. I can feel moment left. Feel the wind blowing. Feel the wind high. Southern wind blowing. Southern wind. Withering on the vine. Autumn light. Northern town. Now it's all on a line. Leaving here, southern bound. Feel the wind blowing. Feel the wind high. Southern wind blowing. Southern wind. Oh, southern wind. Southern wind. City leave, keep the light on, but I'm already gone. Feel the wind blowing. Feel the wind high. Southern wind blowing. Southern
I love that track.
Oh, thank you.
You can almost hear it being done by a metal band.
I'd like to hear that.
Soaring vocals
Yeah.
and screaming guitars.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. No, I said a metal band.
Yeah, sorry. I know, I hear you.
Do you find that your accent opens doors for you?
You mean my...
Here.
Well, it's...
Well, you have an accent here, you don't in Scotland.
No, it's funny. I think you definitely stand out a little bit because you sound different, and people do tend to be drawn to the Scottish accent and the Irish accent, you know, because everybody's got ancestry there, you know, and always want to talk to you about it, which is nice sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Not all the time, but yeah, and I find myself feeling really Scottish when I'm, you know, like last night when I'm, you know, I've got Will Kimbrough on that side, Wild Ponies this side, and they're all speaking in their southern accents and stuff, and then I start to speak, and I suddenly feel like I sound like Billy Connolly or something. You know, and we've been.
Well, you're southern Scotland.
Yeah. Well, Edinburgh's certainly southern Scotland. Yeah. So it's funny because I just feel like I sound really Scottish when I'm here. And you know, some people have asked about the singing thing as well. You know, because I guess when I sing, I have more of a sort of transatlantic thing, and I've no idea where that comes from, but I certainly. It would be more unnatural for me to open my mouth and come out with something like the Proclaimers.
Yeah.
You know, that's like really unnatural for me. You know, it's really funny because I'm from Leith as well, and my family are all from Leith. But yeah, the Proclaimers they sound so broad, and I just couldn't sing like that. You know, it would feel unnatural to me singing like that, But I'm very aware that there is a sort of transatlantic thing, but I guess it's just rock and roll or something, you know, it's the way when you open your mouth, what's going into your ears when you're younger and that, and you start singing, you sort of take on that thing, I guess, you know.
It's funny, my wife, who's behind the camera, she always says that country music tends to be the only music where accents show through.
Yeah.
And are almost exaggerated.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when back in the day, you didn't know Petula Clark was from England.
No.
You know, and still now, when you hear most bands, until they speak, you don't know where they're from.
Yeah.
Except country bands.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like someone like Mick Jagger as well. He sang with a drawl. And, like, you know, you're kind of, like I'm singing all the songs of Honky Tonk Women and all that, you know. And Brown Sugar and stuff, you know, it's like there's a real drawl in there, you know, and he's at London and whatever. So, I just think I think anything goes as long as it's from your soul. That's all that matters.
Okay, name of the album?
Southern Wind.
Southern Wind. People can find you online.
Yeah, DeanOwens.com, and there's you can get all my stuff there. I've done 7 albums, so they're all available there, and I'm on tour throughout the US until the end of May. So.
Nice. Thank you for coming and doing this
thank you.
today.
Thanks.
It's a real pleasure.
No, I appreciate it.
Make sure you check out Dean Owens. I guarantee you're going to love his stuff. It's really good. And make sure you catch Chris Country on middays on Sundays to hear me on the radio there, and also on 88.9 Tamworth FM. The Pulse with John and Jody on Thursday mornings in Australia. Thanks for watching the Nashville Access Facebook show. We'll see you next time.